Once again, welcome back to the plot. Right, good morning everybody, and welcome back to the plot. It's a cold, damp and absolutely miserable day up here in the northeast, and unfortunately we've got it for looks like for the rest of the week. Thursday, certainly into Friday. Hopefully by the weekend we'll get a bit of decent weather. I managed to get up the plot yesterday, and what I did do was to make a couple of big mixes up in the cement mixer. Got them done. I've got a few big fruit bushes up there that I need potting off. I've got a gooseberry, I've got a blueberry, a gooseberry, and a couple of the bushes that I really need to pot off. I've got the strawberries to do, but I'm going to leave them till the new year. After the new year, I'll do a brand new vid, and we'll do. I know I like to get my strawberries done before at least November, December, but this year we've just been set right back. They just need a good cleaning off. They're undercover where the mesh is up the top of the greenhouse. And I'm just going to leave them there till January. And what I intend to do was I've made the big mix up. I'll bring them inside in January where it's a little bit warm in the bottom polytunnel, and I'll pot them off into big black pots, and hopefully we'll get an early crop out of them. But that's in January anyway. What I come down and do today, I must get it done today because I've been very kindly sent 3 vine cuttings from John Hayden over there in Wrexham. Thanks again, John. Absolutely marvellous. And as John says, he's been taking me advice on the vine cuttings, and he's managed to root 3 of these. Now he sent these across. Here's a little vine cutting there, exactly how I say. About an inch below the bottom bud, and it's got a nice little bit of root on there. It's got 1, 2, it's got a couple of nice buds on there. So what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to just clip them, the top off, leave a ½ inch on there. And I'm going to pop them in the bucket. In the bucket here, I've got some warm soapy water with a touch of jizz fluid. Now I do this with all the plants I get off anybody. I always like to pop them in, make sure they're nice and clean before I even start rooting them. Once again, that's got a nice little root on there at the bottom. It's got one bud there, second, third bud. There's a bud on the top there. I might take that off and all. Nice clean cut on the top. And the wood is still green inside, so that's fantastic. That tells you it's still growing. We'll have a look at this one. That's the best one of the lot. There's a lovely little root system on there. 1, 2. There's plenty of buds on the top, but I'm just going to leave them ones on there. Nice straight cut, and once again, the wood inside, it's green, so that tells me nice and fresh. So as I say, I'll pop them in the bucket here. Give the roots a good clean first, and then tip them the other way up. So I've got 3 lovely cuttings here. Give them a good bath of jizz fluid. Just a light touch. You don't need too much in the water, and all that's going to do is give them a nice clean. Like I say, I hate using chemicals, but jizz fluid's just one of them products that I don't mind using. Now what I've done here, I've put different pots on from what I had on the other cuttings. Now I want to finish off these cuttings today because we had a comment on the Facebook page the other night about the palm trees. Now I had mine for 30 years, it's over there, it's grown away smashing. I'll do a little video on that. I nearly lost mine in 2011, 2012. We had 2 really heavy winters. Deep snow, and of course on top of the palm tree it collapsed it and started rotting the top off. So what I did, I put a slanted cut with a saw, because I mean the stem was about 6 inches, 7 inches in. So I cut it on a slanted cut with a saw and covered it with fat with lard, and it sprouted away, and it's a good 4 meters there now tall, and it's got 3 lovely big heads on. But I'll do all that later on. Possibly in the new year. I want to get these vines out the road. Now these are zilga. I think I pronounced it right. Yeah, zilga. These are the black northern grape. So I'm pleased that John sent us these. I'm gonna give them a try. I'm gonna pot them off into small pots just for the time being. And what I want to do is I want to put a couple in the polytunnel once they're rooted. Now I'm just surmising this is a first year cutting. So once this is taken off, and once the pot's full of root, I'll transplant it up the polytunnel. But what I want to do with one of them, because I've got 3 here, there you are. That's fantastic, that, and it's in a different size pot to my cuttings. That's over here. So put the rubbish out. It's my own mixture again, my 3-2-1. That's what I made up yesterday in the allotment. 3-2-1 mixture with some added perlite this morning because I want it nice and free drain. I don't want too much water on them. I just want them to sit it out here in the winter in this cool temperature. It's not hot in here by no means. It's only 50 in here. As I say, I like to open the doors when I come in, let some fresh air in. I do it every morning just to change the air in the greenhouse, and that way it's not stagnating and you're getting no diseases hopefully floating around in the greenhouse. That's another one. Pot it up. That's 2. Really pleased with them. Pop him over there and I'll do the last one. And then what I want to do is I want to treat them all, get that root in there, just push them in. What I've done, I've put the sand on the bottom again. I've put a third in the pots of sand, good sharp sand, so the roots are actually sitting on the sand. And hopefully, once they get grown, with this little milder climate in here, January and February, once they start and get a bit of root on them, and start a top growth, I like to feed or water or spray with a chamomile tea. Once again, chamomile tea, no chemicals whatsoever, just a nice clean organic fertilizer, organic sprays, if I can get away with it, champion. There we have it. So we've got 3 nice cuttings of zilga. Thanks again, John. It's here all the way from Wrexham, right over there on the Welsh borders. So I'm glad I get them in. What I wanted to do, what I never done with these are my grapes. That's the new one. That's the cuttings I took last week. What I wanted to do was give a bit of protection, and there you can see in there they're nice and green. So it's good, healthy wood. If it's dry and black inside, don't use it for a cutting because it's not healthy wood. These are a lot thicker than what John sent over, but it doesn't make any difference. If you check inside, just make sure they're nice and fresh, and the wood is actually alive. But as I say, I've got one last little job to do before. Just forget about these now. There's runny honey, and you can't beat it. I like to just make sure it's nice and clean, that pencil, because I will be. My wife still uses this for the cooking, so I've just been raiding that cupboard, getting a little bit of honey out. Tip it over onto the finger. There we have it, nice blob of honey, and right over the top and onto the top bud. Just let that trickle around it. Once again, nice blob on it here, top of the vine, and around that top bud. Now this is the best antiseptic in the world. It's been used for thousands and thousands of years. And I like to use it. What I like when I take my cuttings, I can use either a rooting hormone on the root, on the bottom base, or honey if you want. As I say, doesn't matter which one you use, they're both going to do exactly the same. And that's the ones John sent us up. I'm going to give it a good coating of honey, and just around that top bud it's going to get a good, get them ones done at the same time. And all the honey's doing is protecting that top wound where you cut with your secateurs. I'll do them in a minute. As I say, there we have it. That's the new wood there, and just give that a good coating. There's a bud there and a little bud there, and that's what I want to protect. So I've given it a good coating of honey, and hopefully that'll see it right through the winter. Well, them I've done. Yep, them I've done. I've just got that. I've just got them two there to do. Fingers a little bit. Get that nice and clean before I start them next ones. Now, like I say, honey has been used for thousands and thousands of years. It's a really good antiseptic, and it's great for wounds. And of course, where you cut the grape, that's a wound. Where you bruise the wood, you've cut it into your secateurs. I'm going to do these two. As I say, it's an open wound, so cover it with honey, and it'll keep it nice and clean right throughout the winter. As I say, there's not much heating here. It's only 50 through the day, and it's dropping down to about 45 through the night. I just checked on the onions the other day, and they're just starting to pop through. So I'm pleased with that. I've got a few of the onions at the back there popping through. I'm pleased with them. So I'm going to let them go for another 3 or 4 days till they open right out, and they got a nice straight onion, and then I'll start my spraying regime on them. I'll put the chamomile tea. I'll make a couple of batches upstairs. I'll come down, water from underneath as usual, what I always do in trays. I never water above. Actually, one end's getting a little bit dry, so I'm going to have to watch them. And there they are popping through. And of course, these are the Kelsey onions that I sent away for, and I've also got my giant onions in there. I sent some down to Carl Nolan, and he's just popped his in the greenhouse. So there we are, Carl. It's good germination there. They're starting to pop through. This end of the tray is beyond the heat mat, and this one's out, because there's only a small heat mat inside, so you can see the difference in how they're popping through there. But I want to give them another couple of weeks till they open right up. Come out the crook stage, what we say, and then I'll get start me spraying. Spray them every week. Chamomile tea, feed. These are sitting in a tray, and all I have to do is take it out, put some water in a tray, and feed from underneath. Keeps them nice and moist. But and that's all they'll get. They'll stop in here probably till about February. By then, hopefully, the sunshine will be climbing above my roof and starting to shed a little bit light on the greenhouse again. At the moment, dark December, I never see any sunshine. So a little bit between the houses is about 9 o'clock in the morning. That's it. About 20 minutes, half an hour. But it is what it is. You know, we'll put up with most things, and we'll just get on with it. Okay, so that's my vines finished. That's the 3 zilga, the black ones, the black northern grape I've gotten from John. I've potted them up. They're great. And my own over there, I've taken the cuttings off them. I pruned the greenhouse, the tunnel grapevine right back down last week, which I showed you in the video. Well, I didn't show you all of it. So, to finish this video off, I'm going to go outside, but not today because it's absolutely pouring down out there. I'll finish this video off tomorrow, and I want to get me outside grapevine, which is the black one on the wall outside of the back there. That needs to be pruned back. I've grew that a different way. I've grew that as a standard, a pyramid style. I've used the main rod, and of course any side shoots. I've picked the best of the side shoots out and let them grow on. So in turn they turn into rods. So I've got like a Christmas tree effect. But them rods need cutting right back now. The rods itself produce side shoots, which produce small bunches of grapes, and so all of them need cutting back. So what I'll do is maybe tomorrow, if it dries up a bit, we'll get out the back there and we'll finish this video off. I'll cut that vine right back, and then that's going to be me last job this year. We've got Christmas just around the corner, so I'm a bit busy upstairs. Got the grandbairns and that to see to. Got one of them coming up next week on holiday, so we'll be a bit pushed for work. So we'll finish off tomorrow in the outside of the back garden there, and we'll get that grapevine pruned right back, and then I'll show you how I'm going to feed it. Not be till the end of January, early February next year, and we'll get them cracking on so we can get some nice crops for next year. But for the time being, I've just checked the greenhouse over. Like I say, I come down every morning, get in here first thing, just make sure everything's ticking over. This is here, sweet peas are growing away canny. The Lucifer, I want to talk a little bit about them because I've got one of these up the garden. I sent away for one of these. These are the crocus mere. I sent away for one. I used to have crocus mere round in the other house years ago. I had the orange and yellow right round me border. It was always lovely. But I've always liked the Lucifer, the deep red. So what I did, I sent away online, and I got a plant to one of the companies I use, and I think I paid about $6.99 for it. It's a 9cm pot, quite a good strong plant. That's sitting up the garden. I'm going to bring it down today if I get up the garden. Bring it down today and just house it in here where it's next in, because I want it in here out in the garden. I want a nice deep red to go with the yellows and the oranges that I grow. And of course, I got my eye on the seedlings, and what I did, I sent away for a tray of them. It was actually a packet, and it only cost us £4 odd for the packet. So it just goes to show you the power of growing from seed. And there they are. These are the Lucifer, and the seeds are all popping through there, just nicely. But it'll probably be 2 or 3 years before these flower. But you know, if you're patient, that's the way to grow. I love growing perennials. You see, they're a fantastic fantastic flower, and they're easy enough to grow if you just use a few basic rules, and you can fill your garden for coppers if you just follow a few basic rules. But we'll do all that later on. Anyway, I want to get back upstairs because it's a bit chilly down here. Get me fire on, and I've got a few magazines to go through. So I'll see you tomorrow out the back, and we'll get that grapevine finished off. Okay, bye for now. Right, well, good afternoon everybody. It's a little bit of sunshine shining today, so I thought, well, get out and get the last of these jobs finished outside. I've got me boots on, I've got my heavy socks on, I've got my jacket on. It's quite the sun's shining over there in the south, and it's not hitting much of the garden, but I'm in the back of the house, and of course one of the jobs desperately need doing is a grapevine that's up against the back wall. Now the zilga grapes that the cuttings that I've done the other day on the video, these are going up against this wall here. The stacks of room. I've got a few boxes where we'll put the zilga grapes up in the back here. They're a northern grape, black, so hopefully 2 years time, 3 years time, we'll get a fantastic crop. As I say, in gardening, I'm never in a hurry. I can wait and I can wait and I can wait. I'm hoping I'm still around in 3 years time to sample the grapes. Now this grapevine here grew completely different from the one in the garden. The one that's in the bottom polytunnel. It's a single rod right along the top, and what we do is we'll let the side shoots come off that rod with bunches of grapes, cut them back to where the bunch is, one leaf past a bunch, all the way along, 18 inches spread out just on one rod. Now this rod here, if you remember at the beginning of the year, I let it grow on, and what I've done, I took a side shoots from the bottom onto this first wire here, then the second lot onto the second wire, and the third lot onto the top wire, and then there's the main rod there, still growing. Now it's going to grow along the top here, where I've got lats along the top, so it's going to be like a bit of a pagoda, and hopefully it'll be festooned with grapes in about 2 years time. Now what I'll do on the top here, I'll do exactly the same as what I've done here. I'll tear it, so I'll take them 2 cuttings off there, run them there, 2 cuttings off there, run them there, and the same here. So I'll have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'll have 12 rods. That's 12 different side shoots, one main, and then I can, out of them rods, we'll let the side shoots come out with a bunch of grapes and then clip right back to that bunch of grapes. And that's all that's allowed to grow on. When you see the grapevines in Spain and France and that, they stand on one leg. The they'll grow up through a leg and have a big nodule on the top where they'll let 4 or 5 side shoots grow from that top growth. They take the grapes from that and they cut them right back at the end of the year, so you're left with a leg and a ball where the side shoots will grow from. This is exactly the same thing. So all I'm doing today is I'm just cleaning this one off. I've got the bottom side shoot here, this side shoot here, and the middle one is perfect. So all I'm doing is just cleaning off all the bits and pieces and where they've been grown from. Well, that layer, that's an actual side shoot from this bottom leader, so I'm going to cut this right back. It's easy enough to see on the bottom is a big bud. It's about an inch from the main rod there, so I'm going to cut just above that and cut that off. Now that would go for a fantastic cutting if I needed any. I've got plenty of black grape cuttings. I've got plenty of plants, so you'll just go in the bin. Now they'll be cut right back. There's another side shoot there. Just leaving one bud just near where the rod is, and then that'll romp away next year. It'll send, that's it. Put that away. I've got little bits of string on some of them, so that's that one done. Cut them back. Where the leaves have been coming off, they've got little nodules on the side of the vines there. And what you'll find a bud. If I can just turn this round, or this one here. What you'll find on there, you'll find a bud just at the bottom of the stem. So just nip them out, clean that down, and then we can tie that one back in. What I'll do is I'll take it down and under. I'll let you do it now before while that's still subtle. Take it down and under, and once again down and under. Look, it's snapping, and there we have it. Now I've twisted it around the wire there, and that's just a side shoot. Now all them clippings we have taken off there, you'll get growth next year coming from there. And once again, where the side shoots grow off there, we'll just let them fruit. We'll get a fruit bunch on each vine. What I'll do with this, because it's only 4 foot, I'll probably only allow 3 bunches on there. But 3 bunches is enough for me. If you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 18 bunches just on that small vine. And by the time I tie in all these top ones and these grow next year, you're going to be talking 36 bunches just from this small vine. Amazing. They grow really well. This top one's looking a little bit, but he'll grow well next year. Once again, just cut all the side shoots or little bits that we've left on. Once it's dyed back now, it's well dyed back now, the vine. Just cutting off these side shoots here. The sap's gone way back now. Just twist that round there and into there. That's come up there, so that's marvellous. But as you can see, we've got them nicely tied in. Once again, just cutting little bits and pieces off, so we've got a nice clear cane all the way along. This bottom one, just chopping the bits and pieces off there. They're easy enough to take off the little bits and pieces, just so you've got a nice clear vine, and you've got plenty of fruit buds on the vine for next year. That's them two done, that one done. Nice and tidy, and the top one. Just make sure they're well secured in for the winter. But that's the main rod there. I'll bring this a little bit closer. Just tie him in. There's the main rod there, grown up with the side shoots. That's the top side shoots. So there's perfect little side shoots being grown away. So once again, we'll go right at the bottom. There's a bud there, and just take them out. Once again, take the side shoots out, just make sure it's well tied in. So it's lovely and clean. There's little bits and pieces being grown away. Take all them out, so it's all nice and clean, right up the rod. And what you'll find, here's the main one there, what you'll find, once it's all cleared down, you'll find little bits of skin being pulled away. It's always best to try and get behind them and pull the skin off, so it's nice and clean. And then what I like to do is to give it a wash or a spray with a light GS fluid. So that's a vine, it's getting nice and tidy there. I've got that side done. I've just got these little side shoots on here to cut off. Just clip it back, clip them back, just to one bud. You can see the bud easy enough as you work your way back to the main stem. And from that one bud, you get a first class bunch of grapes. That's another side shoot there. There's the bud's nice and easy to see. Put that back there. Pull all them out. Just the old side shoots. These is what carried the bunch of grapes last year. Just the small bunches on there. Now allowed 6 bunches on there. That's the first year cropping. And of course the blackbirds loved them. They were down helping us sell them. I was lucky enough to get one bunch over the back end there, which the birds hadn't quite seen. They were hidden behind the leaves, and that's where I took the photos from at the beginning of this year. And we got one nice little bunch, really nice, really sweet. They've got seeds in these ones, the black ones, but they're a really nice grape. And the ones up the garden, I'm hoping to make a wine from them next year, because they're so prolific cropping. So I'm going to try and make some wine from them next year. But my job this afternoon is just to get this one finished off. Now down below, where all the leaves have been falling, on the bottom here, I just leave them, and that just gives it a little bit of frost protection. They'll stop here till springtime now, till February. And what I'll do is I'll get a box of good general forking up, loosen the soil up. A nice coating of well-rotted manure and a good handful sulphate of potash on the top here. That's our first feed, because by then, February into March, the sap will start rising again, and you'll see all your buds appearing along your canes or your setup. This is just like a Christmas tree, the way I grow this one. It's up against the wall. It's off the wall for about 4 inches, which lets the air at the back of it. Plenty of air at the back of them, especially for them bunches of grapes. You don't want to have them hard pressed against the wall. You want them off the wall so the wind and the air temperature can get behind them and keep them nice and dry. But I'm well pleased with this vine at the back. It's growing really well. We'll have a zilga root away canny. We'll have one down there. We'll have one down here. We'll have one either side of the black one, and of course I'm going to turn one into standard, which a lot of people don't have room to have grapevines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grow a standard grapevine in a big pot. So if you've got a nice patio area where you want to grow a grapevine, I'll show you how to do it. Quite easy. It's like growing a standard fuchsia. Same principle. I'll take you right through. Once I get a rooted cutting next year, and we'll start it off as a standard. Quite easy to grow, and within 2 years, 3 years, you should have a nice standard to grow here, a half dozen bunches of grapes. It's a great talking point for when you have family and friends around, and you can just pull the fresh grapes from your plant. Nothing better than that. But we'll do all that next year. Anyway, I'll finish this off, and then I want to go inside the greenhouse. I've got a couple of comments to make on the yucca plant, and of course I've got the sweet pea to finish off, so I'll do a little vid beginning next week, just before the Christmas holidays, and then we'll have a total break right over the holidays, and then we'll start again fresh next year. Okay, so I'm going to finish off here, get myself in the greenhouse so it's a little bit warmer, get my boots dried out, and hopefully we'll see you next week. I've just started up on TikTok for shorter videos. If you just want to see a little bit of the video, it's GardenMan54, so get yourself over on there, and I'm posting little videos and pictures every few days. So that's my latest offer on the internet. Okay, so I'll see you all again soon. You can still catch me on my Facebook page, which is Jeff Foreman on the Plot, if you want to speak with through the week. But apart from that, we'll do a little bit next week to finish up before the holidays. Okay, so I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.